Good morning. I thought we're using this lovely early morning light to work on what we started on yesterday, which was a watercolor inspiration that I was humming along as I was creating. And today we'll add some definition. There are all these snow-capped mountains around at the moment. And we'll honor those. Before the snow melts, which was the sunshine. It's certainly already in progress. Nice, this effect where the pen brings in that snow that wasn't there before. I think that's why I like this multimedia approach. It highlights what was already there in suggestion and captures it in a more defined, standout kind of way. I like mountain ridges, always like them. Don't always like to trek them up. I'm more a leisure travel person, more and more so as I get older, I have to admit. But that does not mean my appreciation of snow-topped peaks is diminished. Yeah, it's quite the landscape here. And then there are these in the distance groves of fir trees of some sort, pines that are these bands along the hillside way back there. You can just kind of guess from the color that they're pines, but the outline from that distance is not always that clear, so it's more, again, suggestion of what this might be. Little peaks. Little tips of pine. Some areas have more of them, some not as much. I like the mixed woodlands here. Where I'm from, in Germany, we have quite a bit of pine, and depending on where you are, closer to the French border is a section called Schwarzwald, the Black Forest, because it is primarily pine trees. So there's always foliage which filters the sunlight in a very magical, sometimes gloomy feeling way. Not an area where I directly grew up in and wouldn't want to live. There wasn't enough light for me there. I love sunlight filtered through lots of different kind of woodland. But apparently this slope has quite a bit of them, which doesn't have to make them gloomy. Could also be, you know, if it was more in rows, the Christmas tree farms that are quite popular around here. Great fun, families to look for that perfect tree. And then we have the ones up closer that are a bit taller. They're kind of squiggly looking. They often have, you know, limbs going in all directions. What are they called? Conifers. And there's Canadian pine. So this is a grove that's a bit closer. Yeah. And then there are these sometimes evergreen hedges that might be bordering. Yeah. And then in front of that, we have a few specimen trees. That have weathered a storm or two or three or hundreds. And you can see it in the bark. And their determined limbs. And every branch. So reflect the fact that it's winter time in leaving the tree limbs bare. Maybe we have another one here, but that's more maybe an apple tree. Apple trees tend to have these fun little gnarliness about them. They often grow more broad than tall. Ideal when you want to go harvest some of their sweet fruit, which again is fun here in Vermont to do. So that's an apple one. I hear that's it for right now. Let that percolate and gleam in the sunshine. Toodaloo.